Welcome to Kettlebosses. So excited you guys are here. It's going to be awesome for the next 8 weeks. We're going to get into all 6 kettlebell skills and also some conditioning. So this is day 1 of strength for week 1. And we're going to always be focusing on 3 main buckets for the strength work. We're going to be breaking it up into hinges, which is either going to be a swing, a clean, or a snatch, although the snatch will come in a bit later towards the end of the 8 weeks. Secondly, we're going to be doing squat variations. Thirdly, pressing, which is also going to include some Turkish get-ups in the pressing portion. So each day we have a different number of total reps that we're shooting towards, and we're working in a range that ideally you can find challenging between 3 and 6 reps. So hopefully you have a hold of some bells that are decently heavy that can challenge you within that rep scheme. If not, we'll talk about other ways to make things harder for you. Other note, you guys should be warmed up before turning this video on. We have a lot of stuff to get through, so both for strength and conditioning. Push pause if you haven't warmed up now. Either go do your full body cars, which we have linked in the first tab of your portal, or if you know them already, get to it. If you already know how to do the Turkish get-up, you can take 10 minutes and do just body weight get-ups. If you have an awesome home gym and you have either a treadmill or a rower, easy pace, 10 minutes, but you always want to take 10 minutes just to get your heart rate elevated, aiming for about 180 minus your age. Okay? So hopefully you're warm. First thing we're going to get to today is some of our swings. So day 1 this week is going to be a lower volume week. We're going to be doing a lot more explaining in the first week, just making sure you guys feel good about the standards and expectations for these skills. So today we have 30 swings, 18 squats, and 13 presses on each side. So what you're going to do is make sure you have your weights that you're working with near you. If you have chalk, use chalk. We're always using liquid chalk. We have this liquid grip. You can get it on Amazon. It had been a little bit sold out because of the pandemic, but I believe it is back and usually ships out right away. I always like the liquid chalk because it dries pretty quickly and you don't get like powder chalk all over your living space. So I'm always a fan of liquid chalk. I tend to at least chalk my hands, and sometimes I also chalk the bell, depending which weights I'm working with. So you're going to need one bell for swings, either a 2-hand swing or a single arm swing today. You're going to need a bell for squats. We're just going to be doing goblet squats today. We're going to start with that. And one bell for pressing. We're just going to start with a single arm press today, but we will work in some other variations. So I'm going to grab a couple bells. So I'll use that. And I'll use this guy. And some swings. Alright. So another big component of our programming is wave training. So not only are we waving the volume that you have from session to session and week to week, we also like to wave within the session. So for example, we're going to go through a set of swings, a set of squats, and a set of presses. Within all those sets, we're going to be varying each set between reps of 3 to 6. So it's a lot of math, but the good news is that you don't have to do it, and you're going to hope that I don't mess up, right? If you guys have trained me before, you know that I'm a horrible counter. That's why I write everything down. So our squats we're going to keep pretty easy, swings. We're just going to do a 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. Squats we have 18. So we're going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, I believe. And then presses, 13. So let's try 3, 4, 3, 3. So we'll have a couple extra sets of swings. Totally fine. It's fine. All right. I'm going to give you guys a couple cues before we do our working sets of swings. Just a little refresher for everybody involved. You're going to take your bell. The swing is a hinge pattern or deadlift pattern. So I just want us to do 2 sets of 5 deadlifts. So you're going to stand right over top of your bell. The handle should be at the arch of your foot, if not even closer to your heel. You're always going to give me a hip chop. You're going to hear me say it over and over for 8 weeks. Hip chop, push your hips back, reach for the bell, drive shoulders down towards your armpits. Inhale, stand up, look straight ahead, come all the way back to the floor. So we're going to go 5, good. Shake it out, fast and loose. If you guys have a heart rate tracking device, you'll hear me talk about wait till your heart rate is under this amount. If it's not, push pause. Otherwise, just doing the talk test, making sure you can easily have a conversation before you start that next set. All right, just one more set of 5 deadlifts. Hip chop, push your hips back, reach for the bell, shoulders down. Inhale. Look straight ahead. Touch down. Good. All right. So I don't like to over cue you guys. Mostly we want to make sure that you're doing the swing safely, and then we can work on efficiency over time. So 2 things to focus on today are going to be stand up fast. So trying to drive through your feet as you go hips back. Stand up fast. Arms are just along for the ride. You are not pulling the bell up with your arms at all. Stand up fast. The bell's going to float. Then you're going to wait for it to come down, get out of the way. So sometimes that timing is a little bit off, and that's okay, that just takes practice. But the more you can try to wait for the bell, get out of the way, the better. There is something called a towel drill, which we can get into after today for sure. But if you feel like your timing in the swing is really off, all you need to do is take a dish towel and I'll just show you guys. We'll get into it today. All you need to do is take a dish towel and you're going to have your handle vertically. You're going to tilt it. Got to grip the towel pretty well. Hike through. So if my timing is really off, the tension is going to disappear in the towel. If I'm like hinging too early or too late, it's going to kind of be like bobbing around like this and just not pretty. So if you feel like your timing with your regular two-hand swing is off, push pause, do a few sets with the towel. Again, keep the handle long ways, tilt, inhale. I've also had students who, for whatever reason, whenever they used two-hand swing, they had a really hard time maintaining a flat back throughout the swing, and as soon as we added the towel, they did it perfectly, and they used the towel for weeks. It's not like you have to just try it and then go back to the regular swing. You can still use this for your working sets until you feel good about it. All right. So we're going to start our first working set. We're going to go 6 two-hand swings. So I said I wanted you to think about 2 cues. One is stand up fast. The other is exhale with your hip snap. So as you hike the bell back, inhale, exhale with your hip extension. So I'm going. Cool? If you guys have questions or comments, just drop it in the portal, in the Kajabi app. We get that right away and we can answer any questions or comments you guys have. So you're going to get lined up. This is our power triangle. Feet shoulder width or whatever's comfortable for you. The bell's about 6 inches in front of you. Give me that hip chop. Tilt. Shoulders down. Inhale. Oops. I think I did 5, guys. We should have done 6. There we go. So, firsthand, you experienced my horrible counting. So our rest is kind of built in because we're going to move on to a different exercise. So then the next time we hit swings, it'll have been at least a minute or 2. So, second thing is going to be your goblet squat. Goblet squat. 2 things we're going to think about today. Trying to hit the depth. So if you can squat below parallel without pain, that is what we're aiming to do. We're aiming to have our hip crease just slightly below our knee. Second thing I want you to focus on today is breath. It's slightly different than the swing, but not much. You're going to inhale as you're coming down into the squat, and then kind of 2/3 of the way up, you're going to exhale. And we make kind of like a grunty sound. So you'll hear that. But the whole purpose of this intentional breath throughout all of the skills is just to protect your back, your spine, and keep your core working. So it might sound funny, but there is definitely a good reason to have this forceful and intentional cadence with the breath. So for your goblet squat, you're still going to start right over the bell. You can do a little mini hike back. So you can hike through, pop it up, so you're holding onto the horns here. And we're going to go for 6. So you're going to inhale. Hup. 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 And park it in front. Try to make sure every time you set the bell down, you maintain good form. You don't want to just flop over. Let our back flex as we're putting the bell down. Okay. We're going to move on to presses. So we're going to start with 3 presses per side. So a lot of cueing today, guys. So the strict press, in terms of hardstyle kettlebells, involves a clean. So when you clean the bell, you're going to bring it to your shoulder. Both men and women, we encourage a straight forearm, neutral wrist. So if you try to press and your wrist is broken, it's going to be very inefficient. So we want to have that neutral wrist, if not tiny bit flexed forward. The strict press, the military press, is a grind. So you do want to crush the handle and really create a lot of tension. So we're going to start first at 3 on each side. And same thing here. Our breath is going to be inhale at the shoulder, exhale as you press, inhale as you pull it down. All right. So you're going to give me that hip chop. Tilt your bell. Inhale. One clean. You can bring your feet a little more narrow if you want. Inhale. Bring it back. Park it. Now we will go more into the technique for the clean. So if you don't feel good about your cleans right now, you can always do a 2-hand clean, which just means you are using both hands to bring the bell up, and you can kind of guide it around into this position. So I'm going to be straight forearm, straight wrist, inhale. Bring it back. And park it. How you guys feeling? Hopefully great. So much cueing today. I promise it will make more sense. We're going to say them all over and over again. So you will feel very good about your skills. All right. So we got 1 set for all 3. We're going to go back to swings. 2-hand swing or single arm swing. I would recommend just doing 2-hand swing today because it's the first day. If you don't have bells that are heavy enough, single arm is the same as 2-hand, except you just want to have that staggered start, set up the bell closer to whichever side. Still give that hip chop, tilt. Everything's the same. You just want to still keep your shoulders nice and square. All right, so this set we're going to go 4 swings. So give me that hip chop, tilt your bell, inhale. Park it. Shake it out. You're going to grab your bell for squats. We're going to go 5 squats. Hip chop. Just a little hike through. Pop it up. Inhale. Hup. 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 Park it. and loose. We say this a lot. So we want to make sure our heart rate is either under 120, or like I said, you can have that easy conversation before you move on to the next step. So I'm doing a lot of talking. My heart rate's probably much higher than yours, but hopefully you guys have bells that are challenging so you still feel worked doing these lower rep sets. Our goal is always to leave gas in the tank. So no matter what you're doing, you should have at least 3 more reps in the tank for every set, and we're just distributing the volume over more sets. Okay, so make sure the bell's closer to your right side. Give me that hip chop. You're going to do 1 clean. Inhale. Park it. If you're left-handed or you just prefer to start on your non-dominant side, you can always do that. All right. Hip chop, tilt. Crush the handle. Inhale. Park it. Woo! Awesome. All right, so that was set 2 of everything. Hopefully it feels a little bit smoother now that we went through some minimal cueing for each skill. So you're going to wait for your heart rate. Might be down already for some of you guys. So we're going to tick this off that we did it. 3rd set, we're going to go 6 swings, 4 squats, 3 presses. So get your swing bell. Give me that power triangle. Hip chop. Tilt your bell, shoulders down. Inhale. Park it. Always park it in front. And we'll just walk it out a second. Whew. All right, so hopefully you guys are standing up fast, focusing on that breath. Those are the 2 most important things, ass and gas, okay? Standing up fast, using your legs and your butt, and your gas, meaning your air or your breath. Okay. 4 squats. Still in that power triangle. Hip chop, tilt, hike through, pop it up. Hup. 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 Park it. Presses back to 3 reps. Trying to give you guys a side view so you can kind of see the depth for the squat, also the hinge pattern with the press. Trying to keep this standing plank, so I don't want excessive arching here, but the more I can tuck my pelvis, tighten my core, Squeeze my legs. That'll help keep all my joints stacked as I'm bringing my arm overhead. So if you lack shoulder flexion, the tendency is going to be to do this. Try to minimize that as much as you can by keeping a tight core, squeezing your butt, squeezing your legs. Okay, 3 reps. Give me that hip chop, tilt your bell, inhale. Crush the handle. Park it. If you guys can try to match the cadence too, so like, this is strength work. Should be tough, and you should be able to control your tempo. So your press, you don't want to be like bam, bam, bam. You know, we're trying to really extend and pull it back down, almost like you're doing a pull-up or a chin-up. All right. Hip chop, other side. Park it. Awesome. All right, 3 down. We have 1 more set of everything, and then 2 quick sets of swings after that to hit our swing total for the day. If you have like OCD with being even in terms of your sides or your reps, you're going to want to let go of that real quick. I'll just tell you that right now because each day the waviness is going to be different. If you are doing something that is odd, I always say pick more reps on your non-dominant side. I mean, all the presses, we're going to be doing reps per side, so you shouldn't have a big problem there. But if it bothers you that we're doing like 6-4, 6-4, that's just how it is. And we're going to get stronger because all of our quality is going to be better every set. All right, back to swings. We're going to go 4 swings, 3 squats, 3 presses. Give me your power triangle, hip chop, tilt your bell, inhale. Park it. Three squats, hip chop, tilt, pop it up, hop, hop, hop. You'll guys notice that I have very loud knees, so sorry about that. Doesn't hurt. If you have crunching and it doesn't hurt, it's okay. If you disagree, you can take it up with Andrea Spina, who created FRC. But in general, non-painful crunching is okay. Whew. All right. Maybe you can play some music at the same time at your house. That'll help tune out my loud knees. All right. Hip chop, tilt your bell, 3 reps. Park it. we just have 6-4 for our swings. So we're just going to shake it out. We'll do a set of 6, shake it out, set of 4. Really focus on the skill. So you should be going through this mental checklist as I'm saying it aloud, which week by week it'll probably be ingrained in your brain in such a great way. Power triangle, hip chop, tilt your belt, shoulders down, inhale. Park it. Oh, fast and loose. So, just one set of 4. Maybe we'll have day 1 complete. All right, last 4 reps. Make it your best 4 of the whole day. All right, guys. Power triangle, hip chop, tilt, shoulders down, inhale. Park it. Round of applause. All right, you made it through week 1, day 1 of strength. I'm excited for you guys. This is going to be an awesome, awesome 8 weeks. Hopefully you have all your bells. Get more if you need to. Drop us a comment after you finish the workout. Let us know how it went.